There is a manipulation tactic so refined, so embedded in ordinary interaction, that Robert Greene spent 48 laws cataloging power and never gave this one its own name. He circled it. He implied it. Splah. He described its effects in the behavior of kings and courtiers and the quietly dangerous people who outlasted all of them. But he never isolated it. Splah Smith never named it directly. Which is exactly what makes it so effective. It's because the most dangerous influence patterns are never the ones someone warns you about. They are the ones that feel like something else entirely, like warmth, like concern, like someone finally paying attention. This is about that tactic. What it looks like from the outside, what it feels like from the inside, and why the people who use it most fluently are almost never the ones you'd think to watch. The tactic operates through a single mechanism, the strategic management of your perception of yourself, not your perception of them, yours. The person deploying it isn't trying to make you see them differently. They are trying to make you see yourself differently, and then respond to that new self-image in ways that serve them. It works like this. They observe you carefully, more carefully than feels comfortable if you ever became aware of it. They identify the version of yourself you most want to be seen as, the identity you're quietly reaching toward, the self-image that feels almost true but not quite confirmed yet. And then they reflect it back to you, slightly amplified, slightly ahead of where you actually are, as though it's simply what they see when they look at you. This is not flattery. Flattery is visible. Flattery activates skepticism. This is something quieter. It feels like recognition, like finally being understood by someone with the discernment to see what others miss. And the moment you feel seen by someone genuinely seen, something in you begins orienting toward them. Without deciding to, without realizing it has happened. Robert Greene understood that power rarely announces itself. In the 48 Laws, he returned again and again to a single truth, that the most effective influence operates beneath the threshold of awareness. That people who are seen maneuvering have already lost, that real power moves like water, not like force. What he described in fragments across dozens of laws is the same mechanism. The creation of a psychological environment where the target's own desires become the instrument of their influence. You are not pushed. You are pulled by your own need to be the person they seem to already believe you are. The tactic requires patience. It requires genuine observational skill, and it requires the discipline to give people the version of themselves they're hungry for, and then wait for them to begin protecting the relationship that makes them feel that way. Because once someone associates their best self-image with your presence, losing you feels like losing that version of themselves. That is not manipulation the way most people imagine it. Loud, aggressive, obvious. That is architecture. Quiet, structural, nearly invisible. Like meeting someone who operates at the same frequency. The discomfort, when it comes, arrives much later. When you notice that you've been trying to maintain their perception of you rather than simply being yourself. When you realize your behavior has been quietly reorganizing around their approval without any single moment you could point to and say, that's when it changed. There is no that moment. That's the structure of it. Every step felt reasonable. Every response felt chosen. The influence didn't arrive from outside. It grew from inside, from your own need for the reflection they were offering. This is what Greene understood about human psychology that most people spend their entire lives not understanding. That the most durable form of control is the kind the controlled person actively maintains themselves. You don't need to hold someone. You need to make them unwilling to leave. Knowing this pattern exists changes the geometry of your interactions. Not because you become suspicious of everyone who makes you feel seen, but because you develop a particular kind of observational awareness, The ability to notice when your self-perception is shifting in the presence of someone specific. K. And to ask what's driving that shift. K. Is this person reflecting something true about me, or something I want to be true? K. Is this recognition or recruitment? The distinction is subtle, but it is there. And once you develop the ability to feel it, the pattern loses most of its operational power, because it only works in the dark. In the space between feeling and understanding. Teen, you are now standing in that space, with the lights on. Watch closely. It's the next person who makes you feel unusually seen. Ask yourself what they needed you to become before they offered you that reflection. The answer will tell you everything.